Welcome back to Studio Chatter. After several rough years of public health, where do we stand? Let's welcome Bonnie Hargraves from the Utah County Health Department to the conversation. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, friends.
That's so professional. We know her as friends too, but this is in a professional
I know, don't you feel like
capacity.
we need to give our resume?
Yeah,
Bonnie
we
and
do.
I go way back. We have the same niece. We're in book club. We're in the same neighborhood. Angie?
Now, I'm lucky to work with her in the primary, state primary. We're
Yeah.
besties. She's coming to my home in a couple days for a meeting.
That's always
There we
fun.
go.
So
Always
Natasha,
So
how
I
do you know
should leave?
Bonnie? No, we're
I know
like,
her now, and now you're super
now
lucky.
we're like,
Yeah.
she's a
let's
dear.
introduce Natasha to Bonnie. So
Hi.
Bonnie,
Hi.
I know you work at the county health department, but what in the heck do you really do there? Because
Let me tell
you're just a friend. I don't know what you do in your professional
I
life.
know. So a big part of what I do is actually opioid education.
so important.
Yes, just with, opioid use has increased over the years, and it's, a lot of people have become addicted, and so we do a lot of education just to help people know and understand the risks of using opioids, and that's a big part of my job.
And what does that look like? How are you educating it? Are you like getting it out on like online? Or are you actually doing classes? What does that look like?
Yeah, we do all kinds of stuff. I mean, I'm coming here to talk to you ladies tonight about this, but we do education, and we also do billboards and social media, all kinds of. We try to reach our audience in all different kinds of ways.
Okay.
So I see the billboards all the time.
Yep.
And it's naloxone, right? What does it actually do? What does it mean? And educate
And why
us.
that specific? Too?
Yeah, so naloxone is a overdose reversal. It's a miracle drug, really, a medication that you can use if someone's experiencing an overdose. You can administer naloxone, and it can help save their lives. What happens when someone takes opioids, if they're overdosing, it shuts down their respiratory system, and so they can't breathe, and they lose consciousness, and that's when you would want to administer naloxone.
Is it a shot form?
There are different types. There's Narcan, which is a nasal spray. It's super easy to use, and then there's also an injectable one that you put in the shoulder or the thigh. So anyone can learn how to use it. Anybody can learn how to administer naloxone, and it's just really important in order to help save someone from.
I think it's crazy that we're talking about that, like stopping from the death or whatever, that's what we're coming to. But I guess the pre-education part is the important part too, but then
Definitely,
helping
to know
someone
that
that
it's
they're in
there.
a place.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, our police officers all carry them, and every year the mayor and council, they meet with the police officers, and we do like a year-end who saves lives, what their role was, what they've accomplished this last year, and every year they've saved several lives with this drug that just reverses all of those. Oh, it's scary.
That's the thing about opioids is an overdose can happen to anyone. You might think like, oh, I don't have anybody in my life that is a drug addict or, addicted, but a lot of it could be your grandma who accidentally takes 2 doses instead of 1 dose, or your son who gets into the medicine cabinet or whatever. I mean, it could be anyone that has access to opioids is at risk for overdose, and that's why it's so important to have naloxone on hand and know how to use it, just because you never know.
Should everyone have it on hand?
Well, especially high-risk people should have it. So if you are, if you were recently incarcerated and you're getting out of jail and you were a user before, you should definitely have naloxone. If you
Just
have
relapse or something?
Yes,
Okay.
for relapse, if you're at risk for relapse. If you have an opioid prescription, a doctor can prescribe opioids. And if you're using opioids, a lot of times it's for a temporary situation, like I've had surgery or I've given birth to a child or, an injury or whatever, and then you're using opioids. So in that case, it would be a good idea to have it on hand just in case. I mean, because you just don't know.
Right.
So it doesn't seem like common to prescribe that at the same time you are maybe getting opioids for those reasons. So,
Because it's like, I need this in case we overdose.
Right.
It's like kind of an
I mean,
odd,
it doesn't seem like you
ask
should,
for.
but maybe.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's definitely something you could ask your doctor about. And that's one thing that we try to promote as well, is to be in charge of your own health. Meaning, ask those questions. When your doctor prescribes you an opioid, ask, am I prone to addiction? Is this something that I'm going to be on long term? Is there something else that you might prescribe for me that, maybe you could get Tylenol or, ibuprofen, something that's not as addictive as an opioid. And so, it's really important to take charge of your own health and
Because
ask
Bonnie,
those questions.
what are the statistics of becoming addicted? Like in how many days?
It can be in as few as 5 days
Okay.
if you're following it as prescribed, which is just kind of crazy to think about.
It's like someone gets a knee injury in football, or someone gets their surgery.
Yeah.
And then
so
all of a
scary
sudden
that
they
it
didn't
can
know
be
that
that,
they were an
yeah.
addict, or that would become a thing.
And so it is kind of scary, and that's why we also recommend, let's say you get a 7-day prescription from your doctor and you only use 2 or 3 days. It's really important to get rid of that other medication, that you don't want to leave it laying around. So the Dispose RX is a great way to get rid of it. You can mix this, you put this in your pill bottle, and then you fill it up with warm water, shake it up. It's environmentally friendly, and you can just throw it away and get rid of it. Also,
I didn't
right?
Neither did I.
also, there are lots of Dropbox locations where you can just take your pills and drop them off. In Spanish Fork, there's one at the police department, at the sheriff's office, and then both Walmart locations have Dropbox locations where you can just go, you just drop the whole pill bottle in there, no
So
questions
tell
asked.
us why we don't want to throw them in the garbage or flush them down the toilet.
Yeah.
Why we need to get rid of them in general.
Yeah, it's just bad for the water system. And if you just throw them away, someone might have access to them. I mean, you could also mix it with kitty litter or whatever, make it so it's unusable before you throw it away. You just don't want anybody else to get access to those. And that's why you should get rid of them, is because most friends and family get their opioids from their neighbors or
Friends and
yes,
family.
Exactly. So a prescription is something you don't want to share. You just use what you need and then get rid
It's
of
like
it.
you're a drug dealer if you have them laying around.
My
Yes.
word. Well,
You don't wanna have
I
them laying
watched
around.
Dope Sick. So,
Oh, yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm petrified now. I mean, I know that they can be used in the proper way.
Right.
But then I look at the pain scale now and I'm like, eek. You
Yeah.
know, and why it is so important to get rid of them.
And one thing I wanted to tell you, which is this is super cool about Spanish Fork, is you can go to the library and get a free naloxone kit, which is so awesome. Scott
Aylett, the library director.
Yes, he worked with Utah Naloxone to get these kits in our library. So the librarian will give you some education on how to use it, but they'll give it to you for free.
No questions asked. Just
Yeah.
go in and say,
I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can also get it from your pharmacy. If you have insurance, you can, pay your copay, which is $20 or $25, or you can buy it outright. But for those people that maybe can't afford it, you can go to the library and get it, which is so awesome. And Spanish Fork is one of only 4 libraries in Utah County. They were one of the first ones, which is super cool.
And do you have to be a resident? Probably not.
Yeah, I think they'll just, anyone that comes in,
Yeah.
they'll
That
give
is
it to,
very
which
cool.
is really
That
cool.
is really
Who
cool.
knew?
So just give it.
Wow.
Do you have to purchase it?
You don't have to purchase it. It's
Okay.
free.
Wow.
It's free.
That's really amazing.
Yeah. And then the one other thing I want to just let you ladies know is that really one thing that really protects against addiction is building strong relationships with family and with friends and with community. So anything that you can do to build and grow those relationships is super helpful. It's like protective against addiction. So, I say go home and eat dinner with your family tonight, talk to your kids, hug them, all of those things. I mean, it sounds normal, but it really does help prevent lots of health things, but especially addiction. If people have strong connections and even community relationships, which I think we're pretty good at here in Spanish Fork, a lot of people have strong ties to the community. And so, if you can foster those relationships, it's really, really helpful.
Gives them a background to
Yeah.
fall back on if they're feeling depressed or anxious, and you know what that person is like, and so you have people watching over you. Like, they don't seem right. Something's up. Let's check in.
A good, strong support
Yep,
system is
totally.
really important.
This was awesome, Bonnie.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me come.
It's
Thank
fun
you. I
having
learned
smart
something new,
friends.
two things.
Well, yeah, get your naloxone and get rid of your pills.
Now I know what it is, what that billboard is all about. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much. Coming up next on Studio Chatter, we'll talk about preparing for hospice care.